Hey everyone, welcome back to Brownlow Books. I am continuing my Canada Reads 2022 mini-series for you guys today, and I just recently finished Washington Black by Essie, I'm going to butcher this, Eugene. That's how I wrote it down phonetically, hopefully that's right. So, this was smack dab in the middle of our Canada Reads. It came in 3rd out of 5. I don't even know how to sum this up in an easy way, because this is like an epic adventure all over the world following one character. There's no easy way to sum it up, because just so much shit happens. So much shit happens in this book. You cannot sum it up. The sum up is really long. So we'll just say it's an epic adventure with a lot of self-discovery and what it truly means to be free, because Washington Black is an escaped slave. Well, are you escaped if someone kidnaps you? Alright. That's not a spoiler. That's right in the fucking summation on the back of the book. Don't come at me. So, I'm gonna start with things that I liked, because the things I didn't like were longer. So, I did like the narrative style. It was lovely and descriptive while being simple. I was like, this is great. Good. There were a lot of things in the book that kind of give you like a sense of whimsy, which were lovely, like the way that they're described, because it is 1830s, I believe. And so, like, Washington Black's kidnapper, let's call him that, Titch, is trying to make this, like, I got it as like a hot air balloon kind of thing going on that, you know, you fly, right? And there's aquariums. They're trying to build aquariums for the first time. And I mean, they're all over the place. They start in Barbados, they go to the Arctic, they're in Nova Scotia, they're in England, they're in Morocco. Like, it's all over. And so each place is very different than the other place. And so there's like a sense of whimsy of the description of like things that are around them as well. So I enjoyed that. I loved Big Kit. Big Kit is in our Barbados section, right at the beginning. She gives me Book of Night Women by Marlon James vibes, and I was like, I am ready for her to like fuck shit up. I did not get that. I got some vibes from her that I was like, this reminds me of this book, and unfortunately it did not blossom in any meaningful kind of way. So I guess that's a dislike a little bit. Anyways, okay, dislikes. Everyone in this book, except for Washington Black, is a giant fucking asshole. I said it. I tried to look up some reviews online of what people thought of this, and it seems it's very polarizing. People either like really enjoy it, they think it's great, or people are kind of like, it's fine. Like, there's no like in between of, well, I thought it was pretty good. It's either you love it or you're like, meh. So, everyone in this book is an asshole. I feel like everyone is using Washington Black for their own fucking thing. There's this like power dynamic that everyone has fucking going on over him, because basically everyone else in the book is either white or presenting white or has some kind of dynamic over him. Like, he does spend a lot of his life, I mean, he's like fucking kidnapped at 11 years old. And he spends most of his life with like this horrible figment on his face. And so it just feels like everyone has a use for him, and they use him for that reason. Then it's kind of like, okay, well, it's just Wash, you know? Everyone has some kind of power over him, and it's really fucking frustrating. But that leads us into like what this is supposed to be about, like the meaning of freedom kind of thing, right? And it very much touches on like a freedom, like mental versus physical kind of freedom, because obviously he does start as an enslaved person, right? So like you have that physical lack of freedom, But then, like, obviously he leaves the plantation. And so he's, like, physically free in that way. But then there's this, like, slave hunter coming after him. Bounty hunter? I don't know what the fuck they're called then. So, like, it becomes more of, like, is he really mentally free when he knows this guy's coming after him? And, like, he didn't choose this for himself kind of thing. And there's just lots of, like, different dynamics of other people in the book kind of thing going on. Yeah. But yeah, everyone uses him, and I really fucking hate that part. That part, that's the entire fucking book. No. Everyone sees a use for him, and it's kind of frustrating that he just kind of lets them. There was times that, like my review, I feel like it meanders a bit. In trying to be whimsical, there's also lots of parts where it's just kind of like, can we get to what you're getting to? Like, that being said, on that same fucking note, I was like 4 pages from the end of the book, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening in the next 4 pages? Because there is so much shit left unresolved. I'm like, we are nowhere near where the ending should be of this book. What is happening? So yeah, it is a very sudden ending. And you kind of feel like it's left unresolved, but at the same time, you do get some things resolved, and so you're kind of like left just sitting there like, was that what I wanted? It was not what I wanted. So, there's that. I mean, did I hate it? No. Did I love it? No. I'm going to be doing a wrap-up of all 5 of the Canada Reads 2022 books, so you'll see where I put it on my list later. I am releasing these in the order that they were ranked by, I don't know, celebrities, famous people, whatever, that did the Canada Reads. I don't know, just overall, I don't know. I think Titch literally stealing Wash off of a plantation against his will, dragging him halfway around the fucking world, and then, tiny bit of a spoiler, fucking abandoning him in the Arctic and letting him just live a life for himself that he never asked for and that he doesn't know what to do. Like, it's a dick move. And I don't know. So everyone's like, oh, I love Titch. He's so whimsical. He's this, he's so interesting. And I'm like, he's an asshole. Like, just, I guess I do have feelings for this book, and yeah, they're that everyone's a fucking asshole. Like, I can't say I hated the book. I can't. I also can't say that I loved the book. I don't know. I'm somewhere in that weird middle of, I don't regret reading it, but like, it wasn't for me. That being said, on Goodreads, it has 60,129 ratings, and they average out to 3.96 stars. I think the ratings were vastly different on Storygraph, and I probably should have written them down too, because it seemed like there was a lot of people there giving it 2 stars. I'm not reading books. I'm not doing that. But, I mean, given that the Canada Reads theme for the year was one book to connect us all, but there was, like, so many people passing in and out of Wash's life after, you know, abandoning him, trying to kill him, pretending he's not black. I don't know, it didn't do it for me. And I don't think it's a matter of right now is not the time for me for this. I don't think this, I'm not sure this book would have done anything for me at any point in time, if I'm being entirely honest. I mean, there was a few lovely lines, lovely times, but it's just overall I'm kind of like, eh. I want more of this and less of this, and you've given me the opposite. I have a friend, and I was like, I think I might like try to read all 20 years worth of the top 5 or whatever it was that year of Canada Reads lists. And she was like, they're not all winners. For me, this is not a winner. I watched a video of someone who was absolutely certain this book was going to win. And I'd already read the book when I watched that. I was kind of like, did you read the other books? Because, I mean, at this point, I've only read 2 of the other books. But I'm kind of like, so, there's that. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this. I mean, this guy had a lasting influence, pivotal point in Wash's life. Titch took him away from the plantation. And then just, like, turns out to be kind of a toxic influence on his life. Like, it was so frustrating for me, and it was so frustrating to see people say they liked Titch. I was like, I liked him too in Barbados for a minute. A hot minute, I was like, I don't mind this guy. And then, yeah, the plantation is owned by his brother. He asks to borrow his brother's slaves, but he's an abolitionist, and it's like, a little hypocritical there, maybe, Titch? Just a titch? Huh. I don't know, I don't see a redeeming quality in Titch the way that everyone else does. I love Washington Black. I liked him a lot. And I was like, this is great. And I really love Tana. I don't know how, Tana. It's probably Tana. 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 I liked her well enough. Did I like anyone else in the book? I'm gonna go with probably not. Other than Big Kit. Okay. I liked the women in the book. And Wash. Everyone else can fucking suck it. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking that's maybe why I didn't enjoy the book. I have rambled on for quite some time, but I'm thinking maybe that's why I didn't enjoy the book, is because I didn't enjoy literally any of the characters in it. Like, they just... so awful. So many of them were so awful that I was just like, I don't have a huge interest in this now, kind of thing. I'm gonna leave it at that. My rambling, 14 fucking minutes about a book that I feel indifferent about is kind of weird. I guess I don't really feel indifferent when there's things I loved and things I hate, right? It just comes out to indifference, maybe. They even out. Anyways, thanks for hanging out for this entire fucking ramble. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.